And welcome to our Public Affairs Hour, where we take a closer look at issues and topics affecting you and our community. I'm Hawaiian. Our guest this morning is currency consultant specializing in Iraqi Dinar, Frank Via. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me.
No, it's a pleasure to have you here. What an interesting subject. Now, I'm going to just confess right up at the top that I don't know a lot about currency except how to spend most of it, which is, I guess, what everyone's experience is. But there are some very, very interesting things that are happening in the world today in terms of money. And it's probably a subject that we don't touch on a lot. And because you were here in town, I wanted to grab you and get your expertise in on this and just talk a little bit about what your experiences are and about some of the things that are happening in the market and get you to weigh in on that. Before we get into other conversation, I want to let folks out there know that the things that Frank and I are going to discuss this morning are not recommendations, but generalizations based on Frank's professional experience. We want to encourage you that any of the things that we're discussing this morning, you do want to consult your financial advisor or a currency expert regarding personal investment options. Having said that, Frank, tell me a little bit about how you got yourself involved in, I guess, and please correct me if I'm not using the right terminology here, but I guess what would be referred to in the markets as hard currency?
Well, yes, the reason I got involved in this is because I started to study the Marshall Plan. I noticed what the United States of America did with the Marshall Plan in Germany and Japan in the 1940s, and then I saw that in the 50s and 60s we learned that we were not making a profit from wars. And then I think we learned that in the 70s, if we could turn this around and apply the Marshall Plan, we did. We did it in Saudi Arabia in 1973 with Kissinger and Nixon. And it's been very interesting to see the Marshall Plan be applied to different world currencies.
To help our listeners who may not be familiar with that, kind of give them a general, an outline of what happens in the Marshall Plan, or kind of how the U.S. has implemented that.
Yes, well, we started that basically with World War II. Mm-hmm. What happened was